Dear students, today we will discuss something about World Trade Organization WTO. World Trade Organization is a permanent international organization dealing with the global rules of trade between nations. It came into existence since 1995. It is the successor of General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, established aftermath of Second World War. Now let us discuss something about objectives of WTO. The objective of WTO is to ensure that trade flows as predictably, and smoothly as possible. Some of the other objectives of WTO are to lower trade barriers between nations and its people. The purpose is to help producers of goods and services, exporters, importers conduct their business. The ultimate aim is promotion of free trade, promotion of world trade. The Secretariat of WTO is based at Geneva, Switzerland, uh, headed by Director General. Now let us discuss something about functions of WTO. The main functions of WTO are: first one is administering trade agreements. Different trade agreements are there. Later we will discuss about it. And second one is act as forum for trade negotiations. Third one is settling trade disputes. Usually in international trade disputes will be there. Difference of opinions will be there. That can be solved in this platform. And second one is reviewing national trade policies, assisting developing countries in trade policy issues. They give necessary technical advice. And next one is cooperating with other international organizations. So this is about various functions of World Trade Organization. Now let us discuss something about trading principles of WTO. I mean, the main principle of WTO, that is trade without discrimination. The first one is most favored nation. If a member country of WTO grants special favor in trade to some favored country, then all other WTO countries will given the same favor. Thus, all countries become the most favored nation in all other countries, thereby making every country equal. And second one is national treatment. It means treating foreign goods and services at par with local equally by all members of WTO. So this is another main trading principle of WTO. Now let us discuss something about difference between GATT and WTO. This WTO is new avatar of General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. Earlier we had General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. This WTO replaced GATT. GATT was agreement between contracting parties and was not an international organization dealing in global trade. So this is the first difference. And second one is GATT deals with trade in good only, while WTO covers trading of services as well as intellectual property and other things. So WTO is more broad based. Now let us discuss something about structure of WTO. This chart explains various aspects of structure of WTO. Let us discuss one by one. First one is ministerial conference. This ministerial conference is the topmost decision making body of WTO. It brings together all members of the WTO. It can take decisions on all matters under any of the multilateral trade agreements. So this is the main body of supreme body of WTO. And next one is General Council. The General Council is the WTO's highest level decision making body in Geneva, meets regularly to carry out the functions assigned to it by the agreements and ministerial conference. The council acts on behalf of the ministerial council on all of the WTO affairs. Next one is the dispute settlement body. It is another part of structure of WTO. The dispute settlement body is made up of all member governments, usually represents by ambassadors and equivalent. If there is any difference of opinion or any disputes with regard to trade, it can be resolved in this platform. Next one is the trade policy review body. The WTO General Council meets as the trade policy review body to undertake trade policy reviews of members under the WTO platform. It is open to all WTO members. Next one is Council for Trade in Goods. Its responsibility are the working of General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, which covers international trade in goods. Next one is the Council for Trade in Services. It operates under guidance of General Council. It is responsible for overseeing the functioning of the General Agreement on Trade in Services. So this is nothing but improvisation over GATT. GATT is restricted to trade activity only. This is more comprehensive. It takes into account service aspects also. Next one is the Council for Trade in Services. It operates under the guidance of General Council. It is responsible for overseeing the functioning of General Agreement on Trade and Services. Now, WTO agreements. Now, let us discuss something about various WTO agreements. First one is General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. Second one is Trade Related Intellectual Property Rights. It deals with intellectual property rights such as patent right, copyrights, etc. And another one is trade related investment measures. So nowadays, this multinational companies foreign direct investment is taking place across the world. This foreign direct investment and multinational investment is taken care under this agreement, that is trade related investment measures. Now let us discuss something about success of WTO. To what extent has the WTO being able to promote world trade is discussed below. The WTO has over 160 members representing 98% of the world trade. Over 20 countries are seeking to join World Trade Organization. So this is first strength of WTO. And second one is an increased number of trade disputes have been brought to the WTO, showing the WTO is a forum for helping to solve disputes. And third one is WTO regulations and cooperation helped to avoid a major trade war. This was significant during 2008 2009 global recession. If there is any disputes, it can be resolved under this platform. So this is about success of WTO, strengths of WTO. But WTO is not free from limitations. Let us have a glance about various disadvantages of WTO. First one is WTO has often been criticized for trade rules which are still unfavorable towards developing countries. And second one is free trade may prevent developing economies develop their infant industries, especially in developing countries. We can see the existence of infant industries. For infant industries, some special concessions are very much essential, but which is not allowed under World Trade Organization. And third one is difficulty of making progress. WTO trade deals have been quite difficult to form consensus. Various rounds have been taken many years to solve slowly progress. I mean, so lot of negotiations will be there. They won't come for consensus easily. So this is the another important disadvantage of this WTO. WTO trade deals still encompass a lot of protectionism in areas like agriculture, protectionist tariffs, which primarily benefit richer nations such as European Union and United States. So this is another limitation of WTO. WTO has implemented strong defense of TRIPS, trade related intellectual property rights. These allow firms to implement patent and copyrights in areas such as life saving drugs. It has raised the price and made it less affordable for developing countries. So, this is another serious limitation of WTO. And finally, WTO has rules which favor multinationals. For example, most favored nation principle means countries should trade without discrimination. This has advantages but can mean developing countries cannot give preference to local contractors but may have to choose foreign multinationals whatever their history in repatriation of profit investment in area. So now let us conclude. In response to this, the WTO may say that free trade has been an important engine of growth for developing countries in Asia. Although there may be some short term pain, it is worth it in the long run. Thank you for